Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. We start as usual with a quick look at the metagame, which continues the trend of August regionals with people seemingly trying new decks for the sake of not playing Kashtira. Or maybe because people tried to sell off their Kashtira cores before the Megatins dropped, which I'll get to later. Still, it was a good showing for Rescue Ace and Unchained, both 4 tops each the last time I checked, courtesy, of course, to Sebto360 for providing these lovely charts and data. Congrats as always go to the winners. Last week, I guess I was slightly dismissive of regionals, mostly because I'm an ass. Regional tops are tops. I mean, no discredit to anyone who does it. It is an accomplishment, and it's more than I've done. I'm not hating, I just mean they're less competitive than a YCS. Are you going to fly to another country or another state to go to a regional or a YCS? Joshua Schmidt is not allowed to answer that question. And I use this talk of YCSs, of course, to move on to the next bit of news that this weekend will, of course, be the Team YCS in Sao Paulo as part of Konami's plan to send competitive players to Brazil. Referencing, of course, a 3-year-old meme. This will be the start of the YCS Gauntlet this month, with YCS Vancouver coming the following weekend, and YCS Cancun the weekend after that. At which point we'll see just how viable the new toys of Chimera and Rescue Ace and Unchained are, when playing for those sweet, sweet prize cards of a Vanilla Beater and a Nintendo Switch. But big news, of course, most of all comes to the fact that for the first time ever, if I'm not mistaken, YCS Sao Paulo will be streamed, which means Latin America is being recognized by Konami, which is about damn time. Did you know that they had 2 players who qualified for the World Championship, both of whom made it to top 4, making it like the best performing region out of any of them? Yeah, there's a few good players in Latin America, as it turns out, in South America and in places that aren't just the United States. Don't tell MBT. So that's fantastic. That is great news. It's about damn time. And I can't wait to actually be able to report on a YCS that took place outside of Europe or North America. And I guess Australia too. But we'll get to them when they matter. Huh? Shout outs to all my Australians. Either way, we'll be covering all of that and more on next week's update. Also this week was the creator-sponsored early openings of the Megatins for this year, which has led to the full set list for cards and rarities being known, and the reception to these tins has been appropriate. If, for some strange reason that no one could ever discern why, you were to only look at the list of the secret rare slots, then you'd think it's a solid start to reprints for this year. Most of the Kashtira core are secret rares. Illusion of Chaos gets a secret rare reprinting. Garura, the fusion whose name I don't care to remember, of the Resonance Wings, gets a secret rare. Therion's Regulus and Borea. All of the Bestials minus Baldrake, Runic's Fountain and Tip, as well as a good chunk of both the Labyrinth and Exo Sister cards, all in that prismatic secret rare and all looking pretty damn pretty. Where the trouble of course comes in is when you take a look at the ultra rare slots and lower, because all of those leave much to be desired, to say the least. Because these tins are meant to have the reprints for Power of the Elements, and you may notice I haven't mentioned a single Sprite or Tearlament name. That's because they're not in the fucking tins. None of them. The 2 best decks of the year, or at least one of them is the best deck maybe of all time at this point, and they get nothing. Not to mention the lack of high-value meta staples, something like Guardian Chimera, which price has jumped back up to like $30-ish, or Divine Kurikara Divincarnate, absent for no reason. And even solid cards like Ultimate Slayer got the Cleaford Kundschaft. So obviously there's a bit of a dampening when it comes to the hype for these tins. Once again, for the second year in a row at least, all the cards you want are exclusively in the secret rare slot for the most part, and half the cards you want aren't even the goddamn set. Even with the hits to both decks of Sprite and Tearlament, they're still seeing play at events, and Kurikara has been a very solid card in Kashtira formats and will be good in metagames moving forward. And unlike the situation in the 2021 Megatins, I believe it was, with Access Code Talker, where everyone figured it would just get a reprint in the November set of that year, the November set of this year almost certainly will have none of these cards. Maybe 2 or 3. But the Rarity Collection is already announced to only have 79 cards, and since there is an equivalent set in the OCG, we already know what most of the cards in that are probably going to be. Also, if the Rarity Collection were to just feature the Power of the Elements archetypes, that would fucking suck, because I don't really want to have to buy Power of the Elements 2. I'd rather get all the good cards from the game's history in one set that are affordable. All of this, of course, is coming after we've seen some number of game stores talk about dropping Yu-Gi-Oh! Product due to the lack of all of the sets holding value. If stores have to sell product at a loss, they're simply going to not sell the product. And if your Mega Tin withholds half of the good cards for no reason other than to reprint them later, maybe, I can't really see you making that desirable for the stores to be picking up. These tins should be a layup. The 2021 tins were solid. I bought a case and I didn't regret it. The 2022 tins were weak and I regret buying that case. And the 2023 tins, while having good reprints to them, the lack of desirable non-secret rares makes me not want to buy it. Because a case only gets me 24 secret rares and I want 15, with that being like 5 play sets, which I'm not gonna get from a case. Instead, I can look forward to pulling this banned card that I'm not allowed to play instead. But hey, the red eyes that you get in the quarter-century secret rare slot, it's the OG art, and not the one that was printed in the Legendary Collection earlier this year, and also it's not the art that's on the damn tin. so hey, that's hype. Look, I'm not gonna call these inherently bad. Kashtira, Bestials, Runic, Labyrinth, and even the Adventure and Therian packages are all good, and they're getting reprints, and that is desirable. That is good. But the fact that, one, there's some number of risks to the ban list by the nature of, the mega tins, but two, the fact that the tins are so secret rare heavy again do not get me excited. Plus, the new cards fucking suck. Fucking dog shit Noble Knight Field Spell. I don't know, part of me thinks that these are just mid as fuck. And the other part of me is like, if they trash them too much, you won't be in Konami's good books and you'll never be a sponsored boy. As if I'm ever going to be sponsored when half of my jokes are gay Karibo.
I like dudes a lot.
And the other half involve a gun. I ain't ever being sponsored by them, so by all means let loose with your thoughts on the tins, because I'm more disappointed than hyped. Wah wah. That's how I'm ending this one. And moving on from products to merchandise, there's been a whole lot of new figures from the Monster Chronicle series. And good God, there's more than just DM bait from the figures. I mean, there's still DM monsters, like, I get that, they sell, I'm not hating. But fans of GX can look forward to owning a Cyber End Dragon, or a Flame Wingman, or an Ancient Gear Golem, or maybe even a Uniboob. Talk about exciting. Not to mention the Vrains era gets gets figures for Access Code Talker, the @Ignister Link Tower 6 Arrival Dude, and Borolo Dragon. And don't you fret, your DM fans out there, Magnet Warrior Valkyrian and Beast Skull Dragon are also on this list. Oh, I won't lie, when I first saw the Black Skull Dragon, I thought it was Void Ogre Dragon, and I got real excited. I still am, because I see a dragon and it's just neuron activation, because I'm just an idiot, but it's cool stuff. These are, of course, first reveals, so no exact release date is known, but price-wise, it's safe to assume they'll be about $60 to $70, looking at earlier figures in this line. Oh, sorry, is that not enough of a waste of money for you? Were you looking instead to drop closer to $1,300, not including shipping or taxes? Well, if so, I have great news for you, because the latest waste of cash, space, and time is the new Platinum card of Dark Magician, set to be on sale for September 6th. Now, to be clear, initially I got that price from House of Champs, but I did see it's $1,300 USD, not counting shipping or taxes. Regardless, even if I only had information from House of Champs, whatever they charge for this is going to be a ripoff, and I trust the champ. But hey, if you hate having money, this exists, so I mean, everything's already expensive anyways, may as well own the least desirable Yu-Gi-Oh product ever made. In community news, this week saw 2 pieces of information revealed from Konami. First up was the updated stats for the most played cards in Master Duel, with Max C's usage rising from 91% to just shy of 94 at 93.8. A lot of numbers there, but a lot of people are playing Max C. Is that a shock? No. With these stats getting released each month, it seems we can be getting a monthly check-in on how close to 100 the usage of Maxi is getting. And then I get to do a monthly segment of, look, bug! Oh! Isn't that crazy? Isn't that exciting? We can never stop talking about the bug. It's just free clickbait, and no one will ever get tired of it because it's a chance to tell other people that they're wrong. And that is the most important thing that anyone can do in real life, and especially in Yu-Gi-Oh! And last up for this week, again from the graces of Konami, a tweet promoting the premiere of Age of Overlord set to take place in mid-October. There are 5 YCSs, at least 5 YCSs between today and that event they're promoting. I mean, the mat looks cool if you're a fan of white Zark, but it begs the question, where's the ban list? That's right, folks, it's ban list season. It's always ban list season, isn't it? As said, there are 5 YCSs in the next 2 months, and the people want to know what changes are going to be happening in the meta and when, especially if you're playing at one of those YCSs. Be it the removal of turn-ender cards that everyone seems to want, such as Dimensional Barrier or Dimension Shifter, or personal preference hits like banning every single Kashtira card. That genuinely isn't mine, but feels topical. Me, I'd rather ban every single bird. Yeah, that's right, I'm hating on Fluwandereeze again, 2 weeks in a row. Can't be stopped. Still, the one for the ban list is here, and so are all the predictions from your favorite and least favorite content creators, including me. I can probably should. It's basically free views, and I'm trying to grow, so maybe. Still, the ban list chant has started, and I'm guessing we'll be getting it around somewhere around September 15th. That's just my prediction because it's a week after the Megatins, so you wait for them to sell and then ban everything in it. Shoutouts to November 2015, the list that killed towers, never forget. And so that's all for this week. Shoutouts, of course, go to our sponsor, the LIFB Magnetic Display. The best way to support my channel currently, and the true Duelist approved way to show off all your favorite cards, like maybe 2 Dragon Rulers that are coming off the list, or one that you forgot is already off the list because it had that little impact. I guess I'll throw it in a volcanic deck and see how it does. Mid as shit? Probably, but it's a cool-ass dragon. And even if I decide to take it out of my volcanic deck, it looks great on display. And you can display whatever cards you want by getting one of these bad boys for yourself. And you can save 15% by using my promo code YGOSTRATS15 or have it apply automatically by clicking the link in the description. Shoutouts to Why Did I Screw This Up? Thanks to LIFD for the support as always. And of course, thank you for watching. And so that'll wrap it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Greg Feet. What a name. And make sure you subscribe to YGO Strats for next week's update to impress your smoking Italian wife, and most of all, so that you too can be a true duelist. Let's just hear the whole video. I was debating shooting it again. Just shoot the bird. There's a thumbnail for you. Just Konami, please, in this. There you go. Fucking A. Going to bed.